Hello once again and welcome back to Top Notes by A. Today I have another fragrance what I wore last week to share with you guys. Some of these fragrances are from my December fragrance tray. Some fragrances are new to my collection that I'm trying out, and some fragrances I have in my collection that I feel like I should wear them. So my December tray are fragrances that I want to concentrate more on, but then I do wear other fragrances and I try out other fragrances too. So guys, so the first fragrance that I wore last week, which is Monday, this fragrance is from Memo Paris and it's called FLAM. It's vanillic, it's citrusy, it's a little bit powdery, a little bit ambery. This fragrance performed moderately. The performance is moderate. The sillage on this fragrance is moderate. The projection on this fragrance is mid to moderate. It performs, but it's not a beast mode fragrance. It's a very citrus, not very citrus, it's very vanillic and a little bit citrusy and a little bit powdery. So I wore this on Monday. I move on. So we are on Tuesday. This is also new to my collection. Tuesday, I wore this fragrance from Goutal, and this is NUIT Confidences. I hope I pronounce it right. This fragrance is vanillic. It has black pepper in the opening, bergamot. The middle has tonka bean. The base has vanilla and white moss, to name a few of the fragrance notes. Very beautiful. Performed very, very well. It lasted me about 8 hours. I actually cooked in the morning before I left to do my rounds and dropping off my daughter at school. So I had like some of the scents from the stew that I made mixed with the fragrance, and I'm like, what is this? But it was still shining through all that. It was still like breaking through that tomato and olive oil smell that I have from making stew. It was still breaking through it. It's very beautiful. The vanilla is very beautiful in the dry down. The middle, the tonka bean in the middle, and it's a little bit incensey too because it does have incense in the middle. And all of these fragrance notes were shining. Very, very beautiful fragrance. You would not associate the smell with the bottle. When I first saw the bottle, I thought it would be more floral and more fruity, but no, it's just a little bit incensey, vanillic, slightly powdery, a little bit balsamic, and I had a very good fragrance day. So on Tuesday, after I did my rounds and I made dinner, I took my bath and put this fragrance on again. And let me tell you, when I say this fragrance performs, it performs. Because when I woke up in the morning and I had about maybe 6.5 hours of sleep, and I can strongly smell this fragrance in my sheets, in my clothes, and on my skin. So it's a high performing fragrance, and I'm so glad I have this in my collection. I got this from fragrance.net, and I'm so glad I have this particular fragrance in my collection. I move on. Wednesday, I did another Annick Goutal fragrance on Wednesday. So Wednesday, I did the TENUE de SIOREE. Hope I still pronounce it right and my camera is picking up and it's not blurry. This fragrance is a little powdery, it's patchouli, it's a little fruity, a little earthy. The fragrance opens with blackcurrant, bergamot. The middle has iris, rose, and jasmine, and of course the base has caramel. It has patchouli, leather, and white moss. Very beautiful fragrance. This is not as high performing as the Confidences, but it still performed. This fragrance I wear on Wednesday. It gave me a good 6 hours before it became skin scent, and the patchouli was shining but very beautifully. The patchouli in here is done very beautifully, a little bit earthy, but good earthy patchouli, and then a little sweet from the caramel. So I had a very good fragrance morning on Wednesday with this Goutal fragrance. And let's pronounce the name again. TENUE de SIOREE. I hope I said it right, and if you guys know how to properly pronounce this, let me know in the description bar below. Before we move on to Wednesday night what I wore. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel and you're watching, go ahead and subscribe. Thumbs up the video if you haven't already, and also leave me comment in the comment section. And let's get to Wednesday night, the fragrance I wore to bed. So Wednesday night, Wednesday night I did this fragrance by Azario, and this is Wanted Girl. This is very beautiful. This fragrance is very bold. It's not as strong as I had initially thought it would be, but I enjoy this fragrance for bed. I think it sprays very beautifully. I don't want to waste, but the spray on this is, you can see it, and I'm wasting. It's so beautiful, and I love the scent. The reason why I got this fragrance is from Nika here on YouTube, and actually the one that she has is the Wanted Girl something. That one is darker, the juice is darker, and I have the Wanted Girl, but I'm so glad that I got this fragrance. So this is what I use for Wednesday night to go to bed. I move on. Now we move on to Thursday. Thursday, I wore this fragrance by Navitus Parfum X Red Essence, and this fragrance is called Raised Spirits. This fragrance is very, very beautiful. It has dark rum in it. It's very boozy. It's done very, very well. I have a review of this fragrance that is coming up very soon. So as I'm testing it out, I wore it. Performance is very good. It performed very well for me. Longevity, it's okay. And for what it is, you know, it's a big bottle. It's 100 ml if I'm not mistaken. And I'm so glad I got this because it's a YouTuber that collaborated with Navitus Parfums. And I enjoyed the fragrance very much on Thursday. I move on. Thursday night, I did my favorite fragrance, one of my favorite fragrance. I did by Killian, and this is Angel Share. This fragrance, every time I spray this fragrance, gives me that apple pie cinnamony vibes. This has cognac in it. It's very beautiful, very boozy, but not strong boozy that the female cannot pull it off. It's a well done fragrance by Killian. I also mixed this fragrance with Annie from Nishane, but then I put Annie in my closet in my bedroom because I was lining up my Annies. I was lining up my Nishane, so I couldn't show you both of them, but I mixed this with Annie, and the ginger was shining through and then the apple cinnamon. I don't know if this fragrance has apple as a note, but every time I spray this fragrance, I'm getting this strong apple flavor, you know, like apple pie, like McDonald's apple pie in this fragrance. And mixed with Annie, it was beautiful. I had a very beautiful night on Thursday. Moving on. Let's talk about Friday. So Friday, I wore this fragrance from Moresque, and this fragrance is called Lady Tuberose. So of course you know that it will have tuberose. It has tuberose, it has ylang ylang, it has angelica, it also has vetiver in it. The tuberose is the lead role in the fragrance. Tuberose carries this fragrance and is very jammy, and then the vetiver gives it a little bit of a green note. The fruity notes makes it very fruity. It's a little bit powdery, and it's a little bit musky also, but not musky in a bad way, but musky in a good way, like your skin but better. And then you have that jammy rose mixed with like your skin but better. So I enjoyed the fragrance. Let's talk about the performance of this a little bit. The performance is moderate, and then the sillage is moderate. So on Friday, I had a very good fragrance day wearing Lady Tuberose by Moresque. I move on. Friday night, I actually did this routine. I used Philosophy Belgium Waffle Body Wash, and after that, I mixed this nest oil called Madagascar Vanilla I mix it with my butter drop cream by Rihanna, and I just rub it all over my body, mix a couple of drops in the cream, and then I had a very vanillic, you know, it was very good. You know, I love the combination of the butter drop by Rihanna, which is a little bit grapey, and then mixed with the Madagascar vanilla from Nest. So yeah, that's what I did Friday night. I move on. Saturday morning, I wore this fragrance by Atkinson's, and it's called the Big Bad Cedar. It has Virginia cedar in it. It has, what do you call it, cardamom. It has sage. It has oak moss. The fragrance is woody. It's a little bit powdery. It's a little bit warm. It's a little bit spicy. And for a fragrance, the look of the fragrance, everything about the fragrance kind of says it leans masculine, but no, this is a fragrance that is unisex to my nose and on my skin. I had a very good Saturday morning with this fragrance. I was feeling myself. Performance, it performs very, very well. Longevity, you know, performance is mixed with longevity, so it performs very, very well. It's not a beast mode fragrance, but you know, it's beastly. Not beast mode, but beastly, and it's unisex to on my skin and to my nose. But then again, I love masculine leaning fragrance, but I don't think this leans too masculine. I think this is like in the middle. It's more like gender neutral fragrance. I move on. Then Sunday. So the whole day Sunday, I actually wore this fragrance, and you guys know Kayali Vanilla 28. This fragrance, very beautiful. It's a fragrance that can be layered with so many different fragrances, and I put this on my December tray because I wanted to layer it with so many different fragrances. It goes very well with Annie. It goes very well with By Kilian Angel Share. It goes very well with La Parfum, the La Parfum. It goes very well with Libre La Parfum. It goes very well with Libre Intense. So it's a fragrance that when you have in your collection, you can wear it on its own. That's what I did on Sunday, but also can be layered with so many different fragrances. Especially if you have a fragrance that you feel like is too masculine leaning, you could actually layer it with Vanilla 28. Be it you can spray the fragrance first, let it dry down a little bit, then spray Vanilla 28 on top of it, so that it will give that masculine fragrance some sweetness and, you know, some you know, lightness to the fragrance to break up that masculine energy that the fragrance may have on your skin and to your nose. So yeah, this is what I did the whole day on Sunday, and I had a very good fragrance day. I move on. Guys, so this is the end of the video. If you like what you see and you're finding me for the first time, please go ahead and subscribe. This is Top Note by A. Join the Top Note family, and you know the routine. Stay blessed, smell fabulous, and bye for now.